Hello, this is the trade site Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 13th of December, 2015, ending Friday, the 18th, as we head into the last couple of weeks of the year here, holiday season. Dollar index daily chart on the right side of your screen sold off a little bit more this week. Wasn't as abrupt as last Friday's sell-off, obviously, in total, but we still did lose a little ground. Puts us right in the middle of the range from the last 8 or so months, as you can see, which means when we look at the euro, no surprise, it's up a bit, dead in the middle of the range for the last 8 months. Here's the pound. Dollar hasn't done much at all lately. To say it's in the middle of the range is an understatement. It's really just inactive at the moment. Aussie dollar also very flat for the last 3 months or so, and barely trading about 120 pips for the whole week. Pound yen equally unexciting. Look at those doji candles all week long. Just never went anywhere. Euro yen, little dip to the downside. Here's the pound Swiss. Notice that 13 seeker sell signal we had 2 weeks ago on the pound Swiss ended up being right on the money. Came down there ever since. And then the New Zealand dollar pair has a 13 sell signal as of last week, but hasn't done anything yet in terms of rolling over from it. So that's a look at all the major pairs. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart of the euro dollar, so you can see the week. Monday opened flat, kind of dipped a little, came back. Tuesday drifted higher. Wednesday finally moved up. Thursday back down. Friday moved up. We had a winner on the euro this week. We had one day where nothing triggered at all because the ranges were so bad. We had two nice winners on the pound. Here's a look at the pound. Range from high to low for the week is about 280 pips, heading down Monday and into Tuesday. Big reversal. Most of that move comes on Tuesday night going into Wednesday, covers 200 of those pips. And then flat, super flat on Thursday, and Friday a little bit of a move upwards. All right, so what do we have for the week ahead? And this is a big week, even though it's heading into the Christmas season. There are some key things going on that we need to be aware of as currency traders. Starting Sunday, Japan Tankan Manufacturing Index, Right Move Home Housing Price Index out of the UK at 7 p.m. at night, Sunday night Eastern Time. Tertiary Industry Activity and Revised Industrial Production out of Japan. Monday, almost nothing. No data in the U.S. Go 24 hours without seeing anything practically. Industrial production out of Europe. And then you jump to Australia's HPI, new motor vehicle sales, the monetary policy meeting minutes from their last Fed equivalent meeting. So now we're already on to Tuesday. Swiss PPI, UK PPI, CPI, and RPI, along with their housing price index. That's all their inflationary data at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday out of the UK. Europe, German zoo economic sentiment, and the same out of all of Europe. Employment change out of Europe. Bank of England quarterly bulletin out of the UK. In the US and Canada, Canada's manufacturing sales. CPI in the US, one of our big three, will be half size going into Tuesday. Because of it, Empire State Manufacturing Index. UK's got their CB leading index in the morning here. GDT price index out of New Zealand at some point during the day. There's a housing market index here in the US at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. A couple of speeches, current account out of New Zealand that night. MI leading index out of Australia that night. Okay, on to Wednesday. We have a two-day Fed meeting that starts on Tuesday, so that's probably going to slow things down after that CPI anyway. Then we've got the French, German, and broad European manufacturing and services PMI data. UK unemployment rate at 4:30 a.m. on Wednesday Eastern Time. Zoo economic expectations out of Switzerland. The final CPI out of Europe and their trade balance. Two big European numbers right at the same time. Canada's foreign securities purchases, U.S. building permits and housing starts. Swiss National Bank quarterly bulletin at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. Capacity utilization and industrial production here in the U.S. Flash manufacturing PMI, crude oil inventories, that's the weekly number. And then here it is, 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, the Fed announcement. Everybody expecting a potential of a rate hike. And then their press conference at 2:30. It'd be interesting to see what that does to the Forex market. We'll be looking to trade that. That night, GDP out of New Zealand, trade balance out of Japan, RBA bulletin out of Australia. Going into Thursday, SECO economic forecasts out of Switzerland. Italian trade balance, retail sales out of the UK, Spanish 10-year bond auction, CBI industrial order expectations out of the UK. In the US, Philly Fed, the weekly unemployment numbers, current account, CB leading index, and natty gas, that's a weekly number. Japan, the Bank of Japan monetary policy statement is Thursday night at some point, along with their press conference. And then going into Friday, European current account, Canada's got their CPI and wholesale sales, and then U.S. flash services PMI, And that is it. And by the way, Friday is triple expiration, so that will kind of slow things down. So we'll be half size Tuesday ahead of the CPI, half size Wednesday ahead of the Fed announcement. We'll see what we can do after the Fed, and then probably a boring session. Even though there's no expiration of Forex, it does mean the futures currencies expire on Friday, and it tends to slow things down as well. And then we're off into the week of Christmas. So we'll be in the lab helping you out. If you've not taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal 12. Have a great trading week.